So we've seen the debut of Danhausen. As we're watching Impact here, we're going to lower the volume. By the way, watch Impact. We've seen the debut of Danhausen on WWE television. Elimination Chamber is where we first seen him, and it did not go over so well. A lot more people were expecting something greater than Danhausen. Booing even Danhausen. And you go in there and you think to yourself, Chicago, of all places where to debut Danhausen, Chicago would be the best place to debut Danhausen because they know who he is. You know, it's a very smart wrestling crowd. Although, I don't know if the wrestling fans really booed him because they didn't know who he was, or they were just booing because they were upset of the reveal. Look, the WWE never made it a big deal. They never told you it's going to be Jericho like a lot of people suspected. They even made it after a while this big thing where, the box would go from here, then back there, back here, back. It was going all over the place. It became a comedy sketch after a while. Did you expect that Jericho would be part of that comedy sketch type of a deal? I mean, listen, I understand. You know, once the IWC thinks it's something, they run with it. And boy, were they running with it being Jericho. WWE never told you it's going to be Jericho. Nor did I think that they dropped clues that it's going to be Jericho. I just think the wrestling fans ran with it, and in this case, they were wrong. It was not Jericho. Apparently, it could have been Jericho, but it seems like his contract might have been frozen. Or, who knows, right? But WWE never told you that it's going to be Jericho, and I think the fans let themselves down. But look, Danhausen in the WWE has a lot of legs. You already seen it develop this past Monday night where he put a spell on Dominic, and Dominic lost the championship. Danhausen has a lot of possibilities, a lot of interactions. Look, whether he goes down to NXT, could have him go down to NXT, interact there with guys like Ethan Page, or if he interacts on the main roster with R-Truth. He's valuable. He might not be for the wrestling aspect of things, but on the comedy side, the sketches, very promising, and a lot of entertainment. Look, WWE, it's an entertainment company as well, and that's Danhausen. He's going to be your entertainment company. Make no mistake about it. When he was on Pro Wrestling Tees, his merchandise would fly off the shelf. Fly off the shelf. Danhausen and Hausens and so much possibility with Danhausen in the WWE, and I think it will work. You just really gotta, lower your expectations at times, because really, that what happened in Elimination Chamber and it not being Jericho, the only person to blame is fans themselves. They never said it's going to be Jericho. So I hope all is well. Look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon.